My mom tried to make me pay her rent after I bought her a house. I, 23M, never thought I'd be writing something like this. But my mom's entitlement reached a level I didn't even think was possible. A bit of backstory: my dad left when I was 10. My mom raised me alone, and I genuinely admired her for it. She worked 2 jobs, barely slept, and still managed to put food on the table. Growing up, I promised myself I'd make it up to her someday. Fast forward to when I turned 22. I had started my own small software company, and by some miracle, it took off. After years of living frugally and saving every cent, I finally had enough to buy a decent home. My first thought wasn't even for me. It was for my mom. She'd spent her whole life renting, moving every few years when landlords raised prices. So I decided to surprise her. I bought her a house, a beautiful 2-story home in her favorite neighborhood. I told her it was hers. I'd handle the mortgage. She didn't need to worry about a thing. When I gave her the keys, she cried. She hugged me, called me the best son ever, and I genuinely believed I'd done something right. For a few months, everything was perfect. She hosted family dinners, planted flowers in the garden, and even got a dog. I was proud. Then things changed. It started small. She began calling me during work hours, asking me to pay for random things: new furniture, expensive decor, even a trip to Bali. To celebrate how hard she'd worked raising me, I said no to the trip, gently explaining that I still needed to manage business expenses and couldn't keep spending recklessly. She didn't take it well. The next time I visited, she was cold and distant. My aunt later told me that my mom had been telling everyone that I was ungrateful, that I'd forced her into a house she didn't even want, and that I was making her feel trapped. I was stunned, but it got worse. A month later, she called and said she needed to discuss rent. I was confused. Rent? She said, since the house is under my name, it's only fair you pay rent for the months you've been using it. I reminded her I bought the house for her, but she denied it, said she thought I'd given it to her temporarily. She insisted that she should own it legally, since I was too young to handle property. Then she went behind my back, called my lawyer, and tried to have the property transferred into her name. Thankfully, my lawyer called me first, and the attempt went nowhere. When I confronted her, she blew up. She screamed about how children owe their parents everything, and that money means nothing if you forget who raised you. I told her calmly that love doesn't mean I have to be financially exploited. That's when she hit me with the line I'll never forget: if you really loved me, you'd give me everything you have. At that moment, something broke inside me. I realized the woman I'd admired for so long had become someone else, someone who saw me not as a son, but as a wallet. I stopped funding her luxuries but continued paying the mortgage quietly, because deep down, I couldn't bring myself to kick her out. I reduced contact, focused on work, and tried to move on. But 2 weeks ago, she called again. Her voice was cheerful this time. She said she wanted to make things right and invited me for dinner. I thought maybe she'd finally calm down. I arrived at her house and found a real estate agent sitting in the living room. She smiled and said, "We're just signing the paperwork, dear. Your mother's decided to sell the house." My jaw dropped. She was trying to sell my house, the one I was still paying off, for cash. I told the agent the house wasn't hers to sell and showed proof of ownership. The agent left immediately. My mom? She started screaming, calling me every name under the sun, saying I'd betrayed her. She hasn't spoken to me since, except for one text: "You'll regret treating your own mother like this." Maybe I will. But right now I feel relief. Relief that I finally saw her true colors before she could take even more. I never wanted it to come to this. I just wanted to thank her for raising me. But entitlement can turn love into poison, and I learned that the hard way.